Yeah, you might want to. That's my breathing out space. My flick space is that way.
I'm pretty sure I caught a flick from yesterday.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw that. Sorry.
It's like hot potato.
I had my eyes closed. I'm like, oh shit. So yeah, I often just start. It's just a nice way to connect with somebody. I get to feel this band, how tight they are across the top of their shoulders. And you know, what I noticed right away is that he's a lot tighter on this side. Like there's a kind of, like what people used to call a knot, which I call a blockage, across the back here. And I'm going, there's two bands actually coming in through here. You know, your sort of outer wrist and your outer thumb, you know, and it feels more at the back. Again, I don't actually think in terms of names of bands, so I have to actually come into it, but I'm like, more at the back here, you see, you know. So I'm thinking, you know, outer wrist could be even upper little thumb, upper little finger, you know. But I just put that in my head for later. I'm like, yeah, that hand, and he did mention to me just before the treatment that hand is worse than this one, and I'm picking that up right away in terms of his shoulder, okay. And even here, it's a bit what I call gnarly.
Is he left-handed?
No. And that's, like I said, it's only in about 70 or 80% of cases that people are actually tighter in the hand that they are dominant in. Not always, don't always think that. Sorry if my hands are a little bit cold. Pressure okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm picking up, you know, definitely something kind of a little bit of a, you know, intensity here or tension.
Yeah, he seems very sensitive around there.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm almost just going to kind of hold this little area here. And interestingly enough, again, we're picking up that this eyebrow and this side of his head is way tighter than this side. So we're getting the shoulder, we're getting the head, that whole left, you know. This one feels a lot more free, a lot more open. Like. His jaw feels tight. I'm going to come back to that. So as I say, we're diagnosing and treating at the same time, especially as we first start. I'm like, one side of the body's tighter than the other, from here to here to here. So I'm already starting to get a bit of a picture.
I feel my left eye is more sensitive to the pressure than the right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you get any headaches or anything on your left side? No.
No, not really.
And then I'm interested, even here, I'm picking up more bumpy little bits and a bit more, you know, it's not too bad than I am on this side. But. can feel the difference, hey, like I'm right on that spot there. It's not as bad on this one. So all of that is making me really start to think about that hand, in fact, and thinking about his thumb, thinking about his you know, his different fingers and where's it coming from. Because it's, when you're looking at tension in here, you're thinking hand mostly, okay? Here can be the big toes, okay? But as you come around the side of the head, you're definitely thinking hands, and you're thinking thumbs, you're thinking wrists. Or you should be thinking that. If you understand.
Comprehensive.
Or comprehend. So I nicknamed this technique the hot iron rod through the head. But it's actually an energetic technique where I'm actually creating like a force field between my fingers. It's just breaking.
Press one and like try.
Yeah, the three finger, but that's the point that makes the contact. And it's done right up, like above the ears, but I'll often change, and I'll change the angles even to create like a polarity or whatever it's called between them, you know? Don't neglect the ears. So when we're doing the ears, we're stretching, we're pulling, we're squeezing. When you first start doing face massage, you can do it as a routine, but I don't do it like that. I just do it according to what I'm feeling. Like, where is he still blocked? And I just try and get whatever I can out that's not what I call anchored. There'll come a point where I feel like I'm not getting any more of that tension out, and it's because it's anchored either in the hands or at the feet. Just get you to open your jaw there a moment. So when we're working the jaw, we get them to open the jaw, and we're coming, you can see how close I am to the ear. And I work this, back again towards the chin. Sometimes small rotations, sometimes crossing over. You'll often feel like a band or tension, whatever. I don't know what it is anatomically, but yeah, it's like, what holds the jaw. It must be that type of muscle there. It's to do with the temporomandibular joint, so it must be. I'll have to remember all my muscle names.
Masseter?
The masseter?
Or is it the bone?
Masseter.
Or is it the bone?
The mastoid's the bone. The masseter, I think, is the muscle.
It is.
Masseter.
It is masseter.
Yeah, the masseter. Yeah.
I used to know that
Yeah. I did.
10 years ago.
Yeah. I often come right into the chin, and then anything, I pushed it all to there, so then I just pull it out. And again, worse on the left. So I'm going to get to a point where it just feels like it's just not letting go anymore. And that's when time to do the hand. or the foot on that side. But I'm going to do this hand because it feels so much like the hand is involved in all this. So a lot of scalp massage is actually done, especially for people with hair. You actually hold the skin or the scalp against the skull and move it, rather than this sort of thing, because that can pull people's hair. With a bald head, you can just get in there with a bit of oil, especially if they're a bit oily on their head. Just get in there; it doesn't matter. All right, so. Big breath. Very good. That's what I call getting the noise out of people, and he's doing it well without any, inhibition or tightening of jaw and holding it back, which is great. Good.